The Natld presents Time of Crisis, Time of Decision 2. April 28th through April 30th, 2003, Arlington, Virginia. The Car Hall National Negotiating Committee and the Executive Committee of the Natld come to the table in the shadow of the nation's capital. Meeting to define language that will spell the difference between Teamster Car Hall's survival or extinction. We're not just blowing smoke when we say we're losing work. We are losing terminals. We are losing Teamsters. Now is the hour to stop the hemorrhaging. We need to develop a sense of urgency.
I think most people are aware of that there is a gap between our cost and those of our non-Teamster competitors, but I'm not really sure that most of the people are aware of the size of that gap, and it's going to be a tough sell.
Currently, the gap between our cost structures and those of our non-union competition is very wide. While the average driver under the National Master Automobile Transporters Agreement is receiving just over $90,000 in total compensation, drivers at outfits like C.A. Roy and Swift are trailing far behind. We need to look at this gap and understand that it is putting us at a severe competitive disadvantage.
Right now the marketplace has spoken. They said enough is enough and there's not going to be any automatic pass-throughs of wages and fringes. So you guys better find a way to remain competitive, and that's what we're working with the Teamsters to try to do.
We've been talking for years about the non-union penetration, the realities of our operations, the problems we have in fielding a workforce against that type of competition. The Teamsters know that that's a fact, and what they want to ensure, I think, in this contract is that they maintain the standard of living for their people.
What we need from the Teamster Car Hall workforce is a clear signal that they have received the message. If we can't become more competitive through a relaxation of local work rule restrictions and begin to restructure along flexibility requirements being demanded by our customers, then our piece of the pie will continue to shrink until we're left with nothing but the crumbs.
I think everybody realizes, all of our employees realize, that the greatness that we once enjoyed is gone. When we had 25,000 people and there was multiple companies, times have changed. We have shrunk. We're so dangerously small now that if we don't make the necessary changes so that we continue to be the choice of our customer, we're going to shrink further.
Now, from 1985 to this current period, there's probably 183 various locations throughout the country, ports, plants, railheads, where companies whose employees are not associated with the Teamsters are now in where they weren't around in 1985. That's huge.
What happened in Baltimore, Maryland hurt us a great deal. It was a 75-year terminal. It was our oldest terminal. It was a flagship terminal. We did not want to lose Baltimore, Maryland. What really hurt after the loss was not just the fact that we lost business. That always hurts, and it's something we don't want to see. But what really hurt was our drivers, who did not have seniority transferability to the carrier that took over. They had no rights, no options to follow the work like they normally do when another Natld carrier loses business. As a result of that, they were on the street.
To be honest with you, when I was working in Leaseway in Columbia, I built myself up to a standard of living. And then when we lost the business and I had to go work for them, I about lost everything I had. I mean, it's either go back to Leaseway out 500 miles from home, be away from work, home 2 or 3 weeks at a time, or lose everything I got. And that's what we had to do. Well, the pay's different, a lot less. You got no benefits. You got a lot of demands you got to follow. I mean, if you don't do it, you're fired. Basically, I mean, if you scratch a car, you're fired.
And it's not just wages. It's not just the benefit package. There are many ways to impact the companies when they go to compete. But if we say, no, we're not going to do anything, we will not retrieve any of that business, and we'll just continue to lose more.
I
I just want to keep what we got. I don't want to lose nothing. I want to keep what we got. I'm happy with it because I've been on the other end where I got used to having something, having what we had, then went back out there in the world and you don't got nothing. So I'm happy to keep what we got.
I've talked to several drivers out here on the road, and they said, let's keep what we got. If we don't, we're going to go out of work. We're going to lose all the business to these non-union companies, so they're cutting our throats.
In the last 20 years, the Teamster car haul ranks have been reduced from a 25,000-member workforce to a mere 10,000 members. If the factors that have overshadowed our dominance aren't shored up now, and this historic rate of attrition continues, the Teamster car haul model will not just become a mere chapter in transportation history, it will be reduced to a footnote.
I've been associated with the Teamsters for a long time, 32 years. I've been associated with 2 different companies that always had Teamsters. So I certainly think that the Teamster business model provides the best value for our customers. Unfortunately, our customers will ultimately make that decision.
Effectively, when I say we, the Teamsters and the employers, Natld employers, need to make some huge strides in this contract so that we can not only give our customers the flexibilities and the service that they require, but also we can remain competitive from a cost standpoint.
One way they can do it is 24/7 deliveries. Their dealerships are going to be open to accept deliveries on a 24/7 basis. We're going to have to do that. If we don't do it, somebody else will. Right now, the non-union carriers run 24/7. They have flex work weeks. There's no premium time paid for any type of operations.
Every delivery system of any kind of a package that I can think of is on the road 7 days a week. Why? To expedite the delivery of the package. Our package is shiny cars, and they want them expedited. So why do we think we're so different? We're just asked to do what everybody else is doing, whether it's a letter, whether it's a box, whether it's a crate, or whether it's a shiny new automobile. And they want them on the road 7 days a week. So, what's the fear with that? We don't want you to work 7 days a week, but we want somebody working 7 days a week. And if we do, we've just really joined the rest of the world.
If you would ask most employees for whom they work, they would give the name of the company. In our case, it would be Cassins or Cooper. And in reality, they really work for a customer, which is outside of that company. In our case, either be Chrysler or Honda or Nissan.
Now, we've got guys for 25 years working real hard, getting up every day at 4 o'clock in the morning, coming to work at 6 o'clock, maybe getting back at 5 o'clock at night and going home. That's a habit that they've been in for many, many years. It is difficult to say, hey guys, it's changed. I need some of you to come in on Wednesday and work Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and I can't pay you a premium on Saturday and Sunday, or I won't be competitive with the guy down the street who's willing to do that. So that's part of the issue that we're facing in these upcoming negotiations.
The question is, in the future, will there even be such a thing as a Teamster car hauler? For all these years, we were the best, the only act in town. But our customers have invited somebody else to the dance.
Well, I think the importance of the multi-employer contract is that, especially from a driver point of view, is that it does have that level of job security, of seniority transferability between companies. And that's obviously very important to a driver. I think from a company point of view, it levels the playing field.
We take a lot of pride in our workforce for a lot of different reasons. Number one, they obviously supply us with the work necessary to take the cars down the road. That's very important, obviously, or we wouldn't be in business. We also take a lot of pride in our workforce because we can supply them with a standard of living and a benefit package that's going to put them a cut above the rest. Why? Because they work harder.
If our companies and the Teamster car haul workforce are to remain fighting contenders, we need to get back into condition. The Natld member companies are in your corner, but if we can't get up before the count of 10, we're going to be yesterday's news. Car Haul Unity in 2003. United, we understand. For more information, go to natld.com or call the Natld information line at 1-800-999-9999. 905 6090.